Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
Call off your techno, boy toy.
My honey.
We are so back with a capital A and back and nothing else.
And we are back with Julia too.
Yes, Julia's here.
Julia hasn't been here in a while.
That's true.
I'm dying.
Oh,
Regretfully.
That's kind of topical, though.
that's pretty good.
I need some more depth. I just remembered what happened at the
Okay,
end.
we'll get to it. So we're back on another episode of Unseriesous to talk about the second season of everyone's favorite teen drama.
Favorite show ever.
Pretty Little Liars. It's what everyone's been waiting for. I have my black hoodie.
Your hair looks good.
I was supposed to get a black hoodie before this episode.
Listen, we got 5 more seasons.
Embarrassing.
It's never too late. But before we get into all the things, and there are so many things, I think we have to do at least a quick check-in. What's everyone been watching, listening to, reading? What's something new in your content media circle, Julia?
Nothing. I'm not doing well. I've only been watching Pretty Little Liars.
I mean, that's
I did watch
something.
the first episode of the new live-action Avatar,
Oh, yeah.
which we'll get into at a later date. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'll need some time.
Okay.
I'm not listening to any new music. I listen to the same thing forever. I listen to the same 4 songs over and over again.
That's so real.
true.
Yeah, and one of those songs does happen to be Man-Eater from No Hard Feelings.
100%.
I will watch that movie over and over again. Also,
Addicted to that young man.
yeah, pretty much. But nothing new because I am mentally ill.
And that's
Valid.
so real and relatable. And thank you for sharing.
You have to watch No Hard Feelings
I
again.
gotta watch it right now. I'm having it to us.
Yeah.
What about you, Bree?
I just finished a great book.
Oh my god, we've all been
No.
waiting.
Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Like, I mentioned it last week. But, yeah, I didn't start caring about the book until page 175. And then
How many pages are there?
400.
Okay, so almost half.
So I cared for, like, not very long. And then they had all these characters. Like, it's not a series. It's a standalone book. And they have, like, 25,000
Right,
characters.
right.
I'm like, I didn't sign up for all this. I just wanted a silly little romance.
Vampire.
And it was just not it. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but you guys should read the spice scenes.
Hot,
No, they're really weird.
Oh! I was like, whoa,
I know, me
Bree.
and Megan were ready.
I was just curious.
No,
I
they
was
were like,
possibly.
like, I don't know. I can't even.
Well, because it's werewolves and vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
see, we were
which
talking
I
about
knew.
this.
I knew that.
I'm not like I like a good werewolf, teen wolf, and all that stuff, but like that like trope of like alphas.
Yeah, I didn't like
mates
that. I wasn't into that.
I don't like it.
I said this
I
is
mean,
a-
I support you if you do, but I just can't get into it.
Yeah, but it was kind of disappointing.
Do you think you'd still maybe try to read like Love Hypothesis or something?
I don't know if I like her writing. I
Okay.
feel like that's a big.
That's
Oh, she
interesting.
wrote Love Hypothesis too? I heard that's a very popular one.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I was excited because
We're like
it was
boots on the ground
vampire-
trying to get to the bottom of this.
It was Allie Hazelwood, which is a popular
Oh, I didn't know.
among the community.
talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like it.
Eh-eh.
2 stars.
Uh-uh.
But you know what?
2 stars.
To each their own.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Good to
Some
know.
people may have enjoyed.
And that's okay.
and that's okay.
And yeah, I think that's it for me. What about you, Megan?
I don't really have much to report. I started Dairy Girls last night.
You did?
Yeah, 1 episode
I
in.
just remembered something. The wolf was in the mob.
What?
So it's trying to be like a werewolf book, but also a mob story. You can't do both, especially if it's one single book and you get one shot, girl. And it's 400 pages. That's short.
And that wasn't revealed till like way later.
Oh my god, I'm
It was
obsessed.
really-
Now I need. No, okay, we don't have time.
Okay, back. Sorry.
This turns into a bride.
That was cracking me up.
review.
I'm really glad you said that because that's insane. That's so funny. Like that's genuinely so fucking funny. I can't even laugh.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Obsessed. Yeah, I started Dairy Girl, so I'm excited for that journey. I haven't been, like, excited to start something. Like, I was just inspired.
Doing the pod?
Eventually.
Yeah. I watched, like, most of the first season, but I want to just rewatch it again and watch it all the way through because I watched it it's like a really quick show.
Yeah,
so
I
maybe
watched the first few episodes.
Yeah, everyone look out for that. Maybe
Dairy
we'll cover
Girls.
that in the next couple months.
Yeah.
And like the rest of the world, I've been listening and hyperfixating over Joe Keery's music, better known as Joe.
And when
But
That's
just
how you pronounce that.
Joe.
Gotcha.
And I just want to say, like, not to be that person, but I've been here.
Should I change my name to
Julia?
DJU?
Yeah, Julia. Correct. Probably.
My mom calls me Juju, so maybe I could put the D at the beginning. DJU.
Yeah.
All right, put me in, coach.
But it inspired me because I was obsessed with the album when it came out a couple years ago. We saw Joe at Lollapalooza and just after show, so we were kind of there from the beginning of End of Beginning, if some might say.
Yeah.
But that isn't even. I mean, I think that's one of his best songs, but that's not even the only best song. Like, I've been hyperfixating on.
He does have some bops.
On this sounds like I'm lying because like now the name left me. Oh, Figure You Out. That's been like my favorite song as of late. Whenever I leave the house, I have to listen to it.
I
Like,
lost my AirPods.
I
It's
know.
homophobic. Anyways.
But yeah, that's the content I have been consuming, except for Pretty Little Liars season Dune Part 2.
You gotta.
I need that popcorn bucket.
I got to tell someone about it for the first time
The
at work
popcorn
today.
bucket?
They were like, "What?"
LOL.
And I said, "Look it up."
I think we should go get one,
Okay, and not see the
but
movie.
see a different movie.
I think we should get the Dune popcorn bucket and all put our hands in it at the same time.
I
And then our
really
hands will
don't
be
think
stuck.
that's possible.
I
Yeah,
want to know how the popcorn comes. Like
I don't think it
Stick
does.
your hand.
Yeah, but like it does it hit the like.
And then you go like this, and you pull it
You have to
out.
really pull it. Like take some of the popcorn back.
Yeah.
You know.
That's dramatic. Anyways.
Anywho.
All right, let me quickly give you a synopsis of Pretty Liars season 2.
Oh yeah, what's this shit about?
I'm just gonna give some highlights and then we'll get into it. But I'm gonna try to steer us along because I know there's so much to talk about. Everyone wants to hear our opinions on every little thing. But let me tell you about the season as a whole. Pretty Liars season 2 follows the supposed reveal that Aria, Emily, Hannah, and Spencer's best friend Allison was murdered by Ian Thomas, who seemingly fell to his death in the Rosewood Bell Tower after attacking Spencer. The liars are convinced he is the killer until his body is found later as a supposed suicide that they discover has been faked by A. This leads to another season of the girls trying to get to the bottom of Allie's demise and who exactly has been blackmailing them this past year. Spencer discovers that her father has been harboring a secret son, Allison's brother Jason. Hannah deals with her father's new marriage and crazy stepsister Kate. Emily struggles to rejoin the swim team after recovering from an ulcer caused by A drugging her. And worst of all, Aria grapples with getting her family to support her inappropriate relationship with Ezra.
Insane.
All of the drama culminates in the season finale where we finally learn A's identity. So there's a lot to unpack there.
Woo!
But first, like, I just want to take a moment for myself. Just to say, this is where I started watching. You started watching from the beginning,
Yeah.
right? Julia, this is her first time watching all of it.
Yeah.
But me, back in 2012, I guess it was, I was getting ready to watch The Lion Game.
Justin Bieber era.
Justin Bieber era. Happy birthday. We're
Spencer.
recording this on his birthday, so really big moment for our childhoods and nostalgia. But this isn't particularly nostalgic for me because I started about midway through season 2, a little bit into the second half, and then like caught myself up as I was watching along with the world to figure out who A was, but then starting from the beginning at the same time because I saw Toby and Spencer fighting in season 2, episode 14 and said, who is that man? I'm addicted to that young man. And like watched all their scenes, would make fan edits before I even caught up. I was just using clips and I was like, I'm obsessed with them. But then of course got obsessed with the whole show, all the couples, all the drama, all the who the fuck is A? But I also kind of want to ask like a quick fun question that we were kind of talking about the other day. And it could also be Pretty Liars for Brie too, but like, what was everyone's like show when they were like a teenager? Like the first non-Disney show, the show that like you'd watch every week. I feel like mine was this and Teen Wolf, and they have shaped me as an individual, and I would not be where I am today without Pretty Little Liars and Teen Wolf.
Hell yeah.
I'll go. I don't know if I've really I don't think I really watched shows like that growing up. Like I was on Club Penguin. But like once I got into high school, I was watching shows, but I was watching Law and Order with my mom. Like I was watching Castle with my mom.
I was watching Castle with my mom too.
Like, I was watching like my mom shows. The first like teen show I remember watching, I don't think I was watching it live. I was watching it on the DVR. Was awkward. I watched it. I would have to sneak it because I knew my mom wouldn't like me watching movies or TV shows about sex. So I remember like sneak watching Awkward in my room. But besides that, I didn't really watch any shows except for what my mom was watching. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It was mostly Disney shows until it was Law and Order. No, it wasn't.
That's like kind of inspiring.
That's a big
When did
jump.
you watch Grey's Anatomy?
In college. It was my freshman year of college. I watched it all the way. I binged it in like a year. It took me a year to watch it. And then like I think like we didn't have Netflix, you know, like we didn't have these streaming services. So like things are a lot different than they were now in the way that I like get my content. Sorry, I took this in a really serious turn, but like the way that I get my content like is entirely different, and I think I was mostly watching what my mom was watching.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Glee. Probably was my first, like, my show. Like, first adult-ish show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd watch a lot of shows with my mom, too. Like, I watched shows with my sister.
They shaped us.
And they were definitely not for my age.
No.
But you know what? YOLO.
Yeah.
And that shaped me to who I am today.
Yeah.
A bitch.
Whoa.
No. Yeah. Well, no, but Glee and Pretty Little Liars, I would say, were my first big, like, two obsessed. But, yeah.
I feel like that was, like, a really cool era because I would say, like, I got into Glee eventually, too. That was definitely part of my routine.
Television.
The Vampire Diaries.
Yep.
The Fosters was a big one. My first, I think, like, quote-unquote, like, teen show, I think, was Switched at Birth, but it was, like, a gateway drug to where Pretty Liars really, like, took me over the rails. And then Teen Wolf as well. Kind of around the same time. I feel like Teen Wolf was maybe the year after I got into Pretty Little Liars. My dog would have been named Styles. Happened
you think your parents would let that swing?
I don't think so. Toby, like, works.
Yeah.
Toby's
is
Toby. We can't even...
We
can't even...
He's taking it himself.
Exactly.
I think this, even now, like, I'm not... Like, I don't watch shows the way that you guys do, and I don't know if that's because I never really got into it when I was younger or because just, like, it's the way that it happened, but, even now, like, I like shows, but I've never really, I don't know.
I feel like they still like, it's different for everyone, but I feel like media plays such an important role. Like, even in big and small ways, like, you having a stuffed turtle named George O'Malley and, like, that comfort shows and things like that.
I definitely love shows, and I've just always really, I think, like, especially in college, like, I was always watching, if I was like taking in content, it was documentaries because I had to. I didn't have time for anything besides George O'Malley, so
George O'Malley.
but I do love a good true crime show, so maybe you can have me on for a special episode
for Law and Order, every season of Law and
Yes,
Order.
all 20.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Seasons.
We'd be set for like half a year.
We'd be set if we ever are in the
if we really are struggling with content, we will never be.
No, never. I think you should find one other person that's watched Law and Order all the way through, and then we could just like yap for an hour.
Yeah,
like all the crazy shit that's
what
happened.
This podcast is for. It's just
we
to
love
yap
to yap
about our shows.
Yeah.
But specifically before we get into all like the content, something I thought was interesting, I was thinking about this deeply, is like Pretty Little Liars was like the perfect intersection of like teen TV and social media booming. Like that's what made it so much fun, was because everyone was tweeting about it.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
thinking
so fun.
if this show came out today, like, because there is like the new shows, like the spin-offs and like the reboots, and like they're probably decent shows, but it wasn't happening in this perfect moment in time where streaming services hasn't taken over and people were sitting in front of their TVs. Like you had to watch it so you could be a part of the conversation. It will never like happen like that again with a show like this.
Catfish was a show that I used to watch.
See, that's a good one.
As an adult.
But it was just so cool. And this
I need to watch
season,
that right now.
I would say this season, in season 3, were where like history was being made. We said that in season 1,
History.
but like this really culminated in one of the, I think, the greatest season finales, and I think it's even better. Like season 3, I would say, is better as like a whole.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the season 2 finale, we are talking about one of the greatest season finales, the greatest season finale I would say of this show, but I would argue one of the greatest season finales of all time.
No, wait, that's a lot to live up to.
Because like the culture, like everyone was so
At the
invested
time, it was-
in like who A was, and not to jump ahead of all the seasons that we will be talking about, they just can't match what they did with this.
Right.
Like it was
Yeah.
so
It was
built up.
Leading up to this
They
one moment.
let it up. Of course, we'll get into more specifics, but like I feel like in later seasons they were trying to like do what they did,
But they
or
can't.
try to do shot fellow without like making it make sense. Like this made sense.
Yeah.
But okay, we gotta get into it. I feel like we should save like that moment for the end and just jump into, I think, everyone's favorite couple, Aria and Ezra. This was a big season.
Hold
for
on.
them.
Yeah. But when I was younger, those scenes were my favorite.
I think we should
Which
bring
is a
back
little.
the Mrs. Ezra Fitch shirts.
I think I need to pull up
I think
my
we should get
fit.
matching ones.
Yeah.
Okay, next season.
Yeah.
Like, Aria running to him in the parking lot.
That and the rain
Please
kiss.
don't leave quite yet.
Oh my god, the music. What song was playing? What song was playing at the masquerade?
Oh,
Another
Leona
shot.
Lewis.
Well, yes, that. That was also big. But
Another
during,
shadow. Wait.
no, Aria and
Sing it,
Ezra's. It was like,
For-
just a kiss on your lips.
Yeah, just a
in the
kiss on your. Okay.
moonlight.
They did
Oh,
play that.
oh.
Yeah.
Like, I did see something dramatic just as an overall Aria and Ezra thing without getting into the specifics of them. I saw like a video on YouTube that I didn't watch because, you know, I'm really good at research, but I like to form my own opinions. But it was like Pretty Little Liars. I feel like we have to say this first so then we can get into all the silly stuff. By having like this teen relationship and them romancing the hell out of it, it's like we're watching Aria get groomed, but we were all teenagers. Like the target audience for Pretty Little Liars was teen girls.
I thought it was normal.
I thought it was normal. So it was like the show. I think this was the video title. It was like Pretty Little Liars was like grooming the viewers.
Children. Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy. Like we look back on it and like we can, because it's not the most serious show, of course. Like we can make jokes and all this stuff, but it's crazy how normalized it was to have this relationship.
Like, and adults were, like we said this on the
Yeah.
last one, but adults were making it. So, like.
crazy.
Yeah. And for them to be like, oh, like, this is okay.
Yeah.
And, like, even then, like, I know we talk a lot about, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, like,
But,
I
like,
guess this was 12 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
but 12 years ago, pedophilia was bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Yes,
what I mean?
it
It's
still
not,
is
like,
bad.
not that, like, the gay stuff in the show, like, isn't the best representation. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But, like, in media, like, we grow and we learn and we change and we, like, follow the dynamics of the culture.
Yeah.
But, like, pedophilia
Has always been
wrong.
has been bad for so long.
Yeah, and they like excuse it by romanticizing it by saying they met before they were students. What kills me is they
But
try to
she's
make it
still
seem
16.
like bad or less bad that he now works at Hollis, but he's still older than her. Like it wasn't just the student-teacher thing.
We're probably the age of Ezra
Ezra.
at this point. Maybe he's a year younger than us, but still, like, at any point of my life, from the age of 18 to where I'm at now, I would have never dated anyone younger than 18. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, now at 24, thinking about dating someone that's 16, like, I'm afraid of them. Like, I'm afraid of high schoolers.
No,
I
literally.
cannot even
I'm so scared
imagine,
of
like,
them.
being in a romantic relationship with one. Like, I don't know. I've been in relationships with, like, older people than I that are even immature, so I could not even imagine, like, being with someone that's literally 16 and needs to be figuring this shit out
And
with people their own
he
age.
is making like life-altering decisions based on this relationship when they haven't been together that long. It's been less than a year because this took us from like September to May, let's
Right,
say. So
okay.
it's almost like a full year, but not even that much. And he quits his job at the high school, then like goes to Hollis, and then like
He could have been the dean, the assistant
but that's crazy.
dean.
He just graduated college, I think. This is his first second teaching job, and then he was potential for associate dean. What the
and then
fuck?
he turned it down for a 16-year-old. Like, there's
Yeah.
something wrong with this
No,
man.
looking at it from a different lens, it's like crazy. He has like he looks crazy. He has like he like just
eyes.
thinks he's
Okay.
saying the right and doing the right things.
Yeah.
And he just looks
But
so. Oh, what are
have
you
you
gonna
seen
say?
his teeth?
not
his biggest thing is his teeth, which is so fucking funny. He does have a very lovely
He's
smile.
very nice
I think he has a nice smile.
No,
A moment for Ian Harding, because it's not his fault. He was a man playing a role, and I don't want ever to make it seem like I don't support Ian Harding. He's a very talented, and he's so silly in real life. Like, separate the art from the artist. My man is innocent, but Ezra sure is not.
But like, this isn't part of the plot, and we don't have to get into this, but can we do that? Like, can we, like, Ezra or Ian in real life, like, took a role, and now, like, if he took a role being, like, it'd be weird, but, like, as a grown man, you know what I mean?
I feel like I don't look at, you could say that then about the entire cast.
Yeah,
because the whole show normalizes it.
Yeah.
And, like, I think it's the writers. Like, if we're gonna sit here...
We're surrounded.
And, like, say that someone should take responsibility, it should be the writers.
Yeah.
But, like... accountability, whatever.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
But, like, so many shows did. I feel like Pretty Little Liars was the most, like, that was the center of the show in a way.
But it's like every man above the age of 23 is like, I would like to kiss children.
And they just get into high school.
Jason,
they just walk in.
Ian.
And they just walk into the high school and, like, give them a name badge, make them sign in, make them check their personal belongings. Yeah. Like, who's letting these people wander in? Like, Hannah's grandma just wandered in, which is slay.
But she slayed.
But, like, who is letting these people walk into the courtyard and not, you know what I mean?
100%. We also talked about this while we were watching, and when I was watching it as a teen, and, like, everyone else reacting, I'm sure even people today would, like, just unprompted be like, fuck Byron Montgomery. But I can tell you here today as a 23-year-old teenager that I stand with Byron and Ella.
But Ella starts to flip-flop. I'm
You're
like,
right.
Ella, stand your ground, girl.
You're right. No, that's what kills me. It's like, they're trying to villainize them and have them come around. And I'm like, no, they were 100% right.
And they're endgame. Right. Like, Ezra and like,
I can't wait till you see how it all plays out. No, it's crazy.
I could not imagine being 16. The thing is, when I was 16, I was like, I want to fall in love with a teacher. Like, I was hyper,
and why were they were romanticizing the idea of a teacher-student? Like, why was that put into our brains?
On the last episode, they kiss.
Yeah, and they take the masks off. Well, it's just a kiss on your lips. And
they're at the dance with their masks off, and they're like, just a kiss.
Yeah. They've gotten to the point, like, they successfully in 2 seasons got to a point where we're like, all right, let it go.
Happen.
People are eating it.
The floodgates are open. That's insane.
One of the things I wrote down from earlier in the season that I forgot about was when he, a moment for when he shows up at the police station and Ella thinks that he's with Spencer. That's so fucking funny, but also crazy that he showed up regardless. Bro, what was your end game there? But then when they were talking at Ian's funeral, and he's talking about Aria, and I had said, I will pepper in the fact that I still talk to your daughter. I will pepper in the fact that at this pedophile's funeral, I too am a pedophile. And then Garrett was there, another one.
You can collect them all.
I hate that for them.
Yeah. The scene when he tells Aria, or they tell Aria's parents, is one of my favorite scenes.
And they're like,
they're fully holding hands. And I will say, the performance of a lifetime was given by my number one the Bengals fan, Byron. The parents, they had the best reaction. I said, that's correct. But then the star of the show, Mike Montgomery, comes down the stairs and punches him in the face.
Exactly.
In the face.
And that's where I want to talk about Mike's, honestly,
teen depression.
Season stealing storyline of teen depression.
But like, I remember you said, I don't think about TV the way that I think you do, because you're so, like, methodical about it, and, like, you see it the way that it was intended to, and I think that's really cool. But you were like, maybe it was the last season where he's, like, stealing shit.
It's this season.
It was this season, so he's, like, stealing shit, and you're like, they put a whole plot line of Mike stealing shit so that they could see that Jenna and Garrett are dating.
Yeah.
And that whole plot line is about trying to get Aria to see that Jenna and Garrett are, like, together. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And then, like, he's sad. He's, like, stealing shit because he's depressed. Listen, me too. And then, all of a sudden, he's the most enlightened,
emotionally intelligent,
after going to therapy, which also me too. I've never felt more seen in a character than in Mike.
Yeah, they, like, make fun of it, like, using the term shrink, of, like, oh, you're gonna send me to a shrink, and the girls do it too. They do show that Dr. Sullivan helped them, which we gotta get into Dr. Sullivan. But they did, in a small way, try to actually show that therapy helps, especially with Mike, even though he's such a small character.
It was aggressive, and it was like insane.
It was very aggressive.
How
It took
fast,
over immediately.
Right, it was
He
like,
was
oh,
good.
he took
He's a perfect
he had
person.
2 episodes, and now he knows everything about life. And
He was
giving
suppressed
us
for a minute.
advice,
He was suppressed for a minute, and then he was like, woo.
which like is silly, and it is like a good like demonstration of like, okay, you go to therapy, and then you're the smartest person that's ever existed, which unfortunately is not entirely true, but it's a good. It's a good.
And then he could bond with his sister Aria and tell her how to get out the window when she's grounded from seeing her teacher boyfriend.
Yeah, we lost the plot a bit, but
It's okay. Listen,
we can't follow all the characters within a show where they are deciding that is okay. You know, like in
So
the
are
world
we
of the
just
show,
going
Like in
into
the world of the
this
show,
world?
they're all getting away with it. Like,
yeah,
But we
like,
talk
no one
about
cares.
also like if Aria looked 16, like
yeah.
should we pull up a picture when I was 16
or
and
like
put it
Lucy
next to-
Hale at 16 with
yeah.
Ian Harding at that
20
moment.
Right.
Yeah,
It
that's
would
what's
be
tough.
different. It would
It's
be
tough.
different, and not excusing it,
Yeah.
but it just like that's why we don't see it as so insane because these are grown-ups doing grown-up activities in crazy outfits.
And crazy outfits.
Yeah.
And new outfits
a moment for
every
Ari's
day.
outfits. And then a moment for when they're all in Ezra's apartment for no reason.
LOL.
But then her calling the bed, Hannah, that's sacred ground.
Nah, that's sacred. Hannah, that's sacred ground.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Ew.
Like,
Before we get into all the other liar drama, a moment for Aria and Jason this season.
Also pedophilia?
Yeah.
oh, more pedophilia.
He's the one that I align with though, where I'm like,
Sister
I wouldn't,
Kissa.
because it's like your friend's
I
older brother
align
feels a
with him.
little less bad than
Yes,
like your
yes,
teacher that
yes,
is
1,000%.
working with your
Teacher,
parents.
and the teacher's like 100% like into like,
Yeah.
like it's not one way. It's
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason. When Jason and Ezra come over to,
Hot.
that's
One of
like
the best parts of
best
the season.
part.
Thank you for bringing that up.
That's funny.
That's drama.
I love that storyline. Like, I love a little sprinkle of jealousy, even if the relationship should not be happening. But also, like, I don't know. They also recasted Jason.
Yeah.
But that's obviously like a fun thing that we'll have to see if that ever comes back again.
Oh, a kiss on the lips.
They did just once.
Yeah.
And
So
she showed up with or Ezra had to show up because Spencer got into his car, and then Ella thought that Spencer was so good. This show's so silly.
It's insane.
And then, even though I don't remember if we see him again, I also kind of did enjoy the Aria and Holden storyline. Like, I liked Holden.
I did too. Like they were bestie girls, you know. I wish he was a
Yeah.
little homosexual, a bi queen.
I wish he really was a bi queen.
Yeah.
The secret third thing of being I totally forgot
Karate-
about
a
him.
karate master.
And he has a heart condition.
That makes it more dramatic.
Yeah. He was truly just a plot device, but I
Yeah.
thought they had good chemistry, whether that was just keeping them as friends. Like, I don't remember. I feel like we do see him again, but I just don't remember how much and why and how. But I did like Holden.
Holden.
And God forbid Arya have a love interest. her own
age
age.
appropriate.
That's
But
not
I guess
allowed.
we'll continue to see how that shakes out.
Dun dun.
Just because you brought up Garrett and Jenna, I want to talk about them. I feel like they do get a lot this season. Like, I have like everything sectioned out by liar, but I did make my own section for Garrett and Jenna because Garrett lurking and eating snacks in every fucking corner.
Just eating snacks.
He's always crunching.
Jenna uses him to get the document that like proves what, the murder weapon or something. It's like a key document in the autopsy.
Yeah.
Gets him to steal it. He gives it to her. Then she dumps his ass for Noel Khan, who had left Mona. And then, just at the right moment where she's faking being blind still, she's like, Toby, Garrett gave this to me.
Because she can see now, so she was able to see it.
And she framed him.
Oh.
Damn.
She framed him.
For murder?
Yeah, because remember I said, you better not be the big three watching Garrett Reynolds get arrested for the murder of Allison DeLaurentis when I get there, or when Spencer, Hannah, and Emily were watching that.
Right, I guess I didn't put it together that she framed him. But who set the fire?
Well, she gave the document, and then A dropped his badge in the
at
location.
the fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
But who actually set the fire? A?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
And then, yeah, more to come with Jenna and being able to see, but
Yeah.
no one knowing that she's able to see.
I'm ready for that.
Crazy fucking
tea.
shit. And then
To your foot?
The person that she met, I'll give you a little taste, that she meets someone but you can't see who they are. It's not A. It's someone else that will eventually be revealed. And I'm trying to remember if I know who it is, but who I think it is does not match. You could see, like, their skin. And I do not think that is that person.
I feel like I think she's hot, but I can't tell.
It's just another case of, I guess, but also she assaulted Toby.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Let's
did you see
never
her as
forget
Lady
that.
Gaga? That was before, or that was during?
Oh, yes. That was also key, like her and Allison's relationship.
She looked really good as Lady Gaga, but now she makes me uncomfortable because she assaulted Toby. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like
But we can love her as the bikini model.
Yeah, we can love her.
Spectacular.
She's a
Demon
beautiful
Sirsock
actress.
is also an amazing actress. Like, not too much on her because she slayed this role.
Yeah.
Love to hate her.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I like that she's there.
Yeah. And also provided one of the best lines of the series. Jenna can't hear us. She's blind. So let's talk about Hannah! Woo!
My girl.
Hannah stopping her father's wedding.
Throwing up on the dress. Listen, we've all been there, girl.
And, like, pulling the new mom aside to tell her that their parents had been making out on the
Intercourse.
side. Crazy fucking shit. And I know A made it happen, but that's one of the most unhinged things I think I've witnessed on the show. Like, I was like, bro, this is happening.
Yeah.
And we're all watching this happen. And what am I to do about it?
Just enjoy it.
I think she slayed it.
Yeah.
I like Hannah. I see a lot of, like, I don't know if stereotypes is the right word, but, like, I see her character. Keep talking. I'm gonna think about what I want to say.
Okay. Kate.
Kate.
Coming to the
Fucking
school.
Kate was
Photoshopping.
evil.
Was Photoshop around?
Yeah, of course. Adobe.
So okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's these 4 girls, and they all have their own specific personality types. Like Spencer is smart.
Yeah, that's the goal
and like I feel like
with Allison.
right, and like sorry, you're the worst. I feel like Hannah's is the most obvious. Like, she's dumb and she's ditzy and she's this and she's that. I feel like that's where I see that stuff come up the most. Like, these like boxes that they're in. I feel like it comes, like, I see it.
I feel like they used Hannah as the comedic relief a lot of the time.
She
and
has,
Spencer
like, the
has a lot of
funniest
good
lines.
lines too, because she has like the snark. Like,
Yeah.
Spencer has sarcasm, Hannah has like the silly lines. But I think you, especially in later seasons, you see that like she's smarter.
Right, and yeah, right, for sure. I don't, like, I think that's the thing, like, she's not always stupid, but then she says, like, stupid stuff. And
Yeah.
it makes me giggle. And, like, it, like, reminds me that, like, they all have, like, an archetype, I guess, and, like, that it just shows up, I feel like, the most in her character and the lines that she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Archetype, pull out the SAT book, baby.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like Hannah, I think they hit her with a car last season, so they
She
gave
deserves
her
more.
a little less
Drama.
crazy shit, but they do like drudge up the Detective Wilden drama of it all.
Yeah. Ashley deserves
My
her
girl
more.
Ashley.
I was gonna say that's one of my favorite parts of the season. This is why I think these first 2 seasons do so well, because like I think they used the amount of time where it's like we built up suspense for 2 seasons but didn't overplay it, and they had Hannah's mom going, what the fuck is going on? Even Ella and Spencer's mom was like, what the fuck is going on? And I like that it was a slow but like well done build up to being like, okay, the holes are starting to poke and like all this
It's getting
drama.
messy. It's getting
messy, and it's like we can only do this for so long before parents genuinely be like, what the fuck?
I have to cough.
What the fuck?
Okay, go ahead.
Them using Aria to like pretend that she was the one that sent the police report, that was also a good little storyline. But they were like, I don't buy that.
I don't buy that.
Okay, can I have some cues? Do you want to talk more about Hannah? I'm about to turn it over to Toby.
Oh, I'm saving Spencer for the end.
I have a question. So he knew the whole time.
Can we get to that when we get to that?
Give me the
Because
script,
I want to go to each of the characters and then go to A. Like I want to end with A.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I mean, I'll read the script if you want me to read the script.
We have a prompt.
We don't have a prompt. I just want to make sure we're hitting everything because
Yeah.
there's so much. And I think I should let Bree speak on
Caleb Rivers is just everything. He's helping my family hack, and he's such a good boy. And him and Hannah are so cute, especially when they have the double date with Lucas and that one bitch.
That goes away
And that
disappears randomly.
And what else can I say about them?
There was a big family moment for Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb finds out. Well, doesn't find
The PI is stalking Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb has drama, and he finds out, or he finds his mom. He reconnects with his mom. Mm-hmm. So he has to leave, he leaves, and that's sad for me, because when he's not in an episode, what are we here for?
You both were going through
What are we actually here for?
Well, it's because when a person is only a reoccurring actor, they are not paid to be in every episode. And then in season 3, Tyler Blackburn gets to be a series regular, so he gets to be around more. But you know who they never did that for? My boy Keegan Allen.
Was
there from the beginning, but enough on that. Well, I'll really get into that in season 3, but... Yeah. Sorry. That's nothing to do with our sweet Caleb. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Caleb, what else can I say about? I don't have enough notes for this.
I'm gonna get you a really thick leather bracelet for your birthday.
Okay.
Let's talk about the leather bracelet.
Let's talk about Caleb's fashion. Let's get into it. I'm gonna be him for Halloween.
When he's smiling, like when Lucas and Hannah go over to their house and Caleb's in there and his arms are crossed and he's smiling, that's a peak moment for me.
When he has his arms crossed.
Yep. Thank you. Exactly.
I don't really know what it is about Caleb that really gets to me.
You know what? That's okay.
But I think, and it's the dynamic between Hannah and Caleb, and when Caleb's like, I've always felt alone even with people, but with you, I don't feel that way. Like, that's fucking beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
That's gay.
That's kind of gay.
Another big thing is they use Lucas as like a red herring this season.
Yeah, that was.
They always make the people that aren't so goddamn suspicious for like a select period of time when you're supposed to believe it's them. And I think that
they jumped to so many conclusions.
Lucas totally was a valid suspect for like A at least. And you think he did something, and he's about to admit it to Hannah at the lake party. But it turns out all he did was destroy Allison's grave and gamble away all of Caleb's money.
That sounds like
he's just a gambler.
We respect the hustle, and he sold all his comic books back. So
he was scaring me, though.
I was scared.
He was acting down.
And
that's on Brendan Robinson. Let's go! I'm shouting out all the cast.
Swim away.
But that was a really cool part of the season. And now Emily is living with Hannah.
Yes, and I love that, and I love Emily and Ashley's relationship because she's just more supportive than Emily's mom has ever been.
She was like, "Please invite your friends over, invite your girlfriend over."
Yeah,
that was crazy. And when she walked in and was kissing,
and she's like, "You can have."
She was like, "Okay,
you can have if your girlfriend is here or your girl friends."
It's like same rules as Hannah apply,
and
I'm like,
ally.
Pam, take notes.
They just take her in immediately. I'm like, yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, to take that over to our girl Emily.
R.I.P.
At the beginning of the season, Emily's biggest drama is with Samara. And the part where they're like, hey, give her friend your number.
Been so casual.
Be like, hey, I think you're so cool. Like, let's be friends. Here's my number.
And done it in front of Samara and then like called her afterward. Like, there were so many ways to defeat this, and that's why
Emily got too nervous.
Not to victim blame Emily, because Emily goes through, I think, the worst this season. Yeah. And we can cover off on that. But in that moment, I said, girl, you could have done so much better.
Together.
That one was on you, girl.
Any task Emily was given, she did it like she was doing too much. She did not have to do it.
She went through it.
But she was going through it.
When she fell on the ground. That's me with my injury.
Her ulcer!
My injury.
Drugged her this season.
That like makes me physically ill.
Emily has a hole in her stomach.
I'm gonna drug you.
Like someone giving you lotion that has shit in it to give you. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Insane. A really upped the ante, and we will get into that too, but like A was on another level. The dolls. That was, I think, the first moment where it's like, okay, this is Pretty Little Liars.
I feel like towards the end of the season, like the first time that I was genuinely scared was when they're in the dollhouse and it's like, follow me,
that was
end up like me,
follow me.
That I was genuinely really
the iron deficient child.
They ripped into that kid, but at least he got his payment. He got his lollipop.
He deserves the world.
Aww.
Yeah, and then with the dolls, our poor girl gets like gassed and knocked out in that.
Oh my god!
Wait, I forgot.
She went through the most. She went through the most this season.
God!
Big winner for biggest A victim
That's
this season.
fucked. I
Crazy.
didn't even think about that. And then...
Yeah, which, yes. I will say so they bring back Paige, which is also not a victimless crime. But then Maya, and they have such a sweet moment just to...
And then she smokes
weed! God forbid!
Weed!
It kills me because I forgot, like, I knew Maya came back and I knew how it ended. But I forgot that they, like, destroy their relationship before that even happens.
Yeah, Maya comes and roasts her mom.
It's like,
Emily's mom.
I don't know what would have been, it both would have been a dagger through the heart to have them be
In a
happily
good
in
place.
love. But it also sucks that they were in a bad place and then that happened.
Yeah. I don't know. Emily deserves the
Emily
world.
deserves so much more.
So much better.
But, like, again, that's what they do. Like, that's what it was like in 2012 for lesbian characters. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that everything is about being gay, but, like, they don't get the time of day that the straight characters do.
Yeah.
I think my only argument against that is that, unfortunately, on this show, and I only say this because Julie already knows this, is that Emily's endgame, I think, was always meant to be Allison.
And that's so weird to give her the endgame of Allison. Like, even that is, like...
So the endgame was always that she was alive?
That's a good question. But I think so, yes, because I told you there are a couple moments where she's actually there, and one of them is when Emily sees her after being, like, drugged or smoked or whatever the fuck that was. I think, yes, I think Allison was always meant to be alive in some capacity. And something I wrote down was, in the books, Allison is the one with the twin. We're not gonna go into that because the something happens later. And in the Halloween episode, you see two blonde little twins playing at the beginning. And I was like, was that meant to be foreshadowing? But they don't execute on that storyline.
Right.
So I think in some capacity, Allison was always alive because she visits Hannah in the hospital, Spencer at the end of this season. I feel like Aria, it happens eventually, but the canon events are Hannah in the hospital, Spencer in her house, and Emily in that field.
Right.
So Allison was always meant to be alive. So I assume that was always something they were going to explore. Not that
She's
validates
so mean
killing
to
off
her.
poor Maya.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that Maya was ever going to be endgame, which sucks because she was the best love interest when you kind of nail it all down.
Yeah, and I think they had to make her unlikable to kill her off. You know what I mean? Like they had to.
It was still devastating. I remember where I was.
No, I was
remember I was
devastated.
Especially because
I was devastated 2 days ago.
You're riding the high, which we have to get into, but we're riding the high of we just found out who A was. We put her behind bars in a mental asylum.
It was an adrenaline rush.
And then
I thought it was Emily's mom, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that fucking sucks."
Well, I think
and
everyone
then
thought that for a
Emily's
second.
mom walks out, and then you're like, "Oh my god!"
and
this song played.
The song that played when they found Allison's body plays. It is it's the exact same like setup. I think Melissa being there, like it is. If you take away how devastating it is, I have full body chills right now. It is so well done. That's what I mean when like Pretty Liars was doing its thing back then.
Yeah,
like that was television.
Poor Emily, her fate.
But like Shea Mitchell giving the performance of a lifetime.
How is she ever going to be able to have a romantic relationship ever again?
That's like a huge part of the next season, which I'm excited about. Like Shea Mitchell is acting down.
All right, turn it on.
I know, I'm excited. But also what was cool was, I don't know if it was cool to pick up on all the foreshadowing with A, but also with Maya. When that newspaper, they see the newspaper that says missing girl that looks exactly like Allison. It's like, oh fuck, they're truly paralleling this down to the T. Yeah. Which was cool, but also fucking
when the cops came and Julie was like, Maya's dead. Like,
on the door, because she knocks at the door and she's like, she's missing.
Yeah, you thought she was dead already, and I was like,
oh. I was literally like, just.
But then she's texting, and then I think that I've been thinking about this. I think she dies, or like, I don't know. I don't know how she dies yet. Maybe she like does it to herself, and like when what's her name? Emily goes outside, and Hannah gets stalked by A in the shower. Like, I feel like that was a moment because she never answered, and then she died.
Yeah, we do find out all the details soon.
I have some thoughts.
Okay, I can't wait to see how that all comes to fruition. Because I also can't confirm or deny A, because I don't want to spoil, but B, do I remember exactly what happens?
That's a good point too.
One more thing I was gonna say about that, but I also just lost my train of thought. Oh, fuck.
Emily writes. That's all I have to say about
Yeah,
that.
no, 1,000%.
I don't want her mom to be back. I want Ashley to be her mom forever.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Now her dad's really going to war. They wrote them off for, I don't know what reason did they not want to pay for her mom to be a series regular for a season, but they're bringing her back.
Right.
They still have the house for some reason. I don't know. Or I guess they were renting it.
Right.
That's
true.
But yeah.
So, Maya was at their house, at Emily's house.
That's where they found the body.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
All right.
so we don't know exactly at this point what happened yet.
Turn it on.
Okay, last but not least, my girl Spencer.
Spin.
Spencer, this is where you really see the Hastings family drama start, because it becomes a huge part of the show. And the first, you think this is crazy, like it's only gonna get crazier. But as of right now, what we know is that Jason is Spencer's brother, and him and Melissa made out, and they got pissed. They got pissed, but they didn't know why, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, Spencer has a lot of big family drama. Melissa's about to have a baby.
I can't stand that stupid bitch.
Oh, I'm obsessed with her this time around. Just because, like,
hate her.
I love to hate her. Like, I think Tori DeVito is also very talented.
Yeah.
I'm really shouting out this
love-
cast.
I think I love Tori DeVito.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. When
And
she was,
always
like,
plays a-
eating Aria's froyo in the finale, even
Yeah.
though her second boyfriend got arrested for Allison's murder, like, she knows how to pick them. It's either her brother or a supposed murderer.
Yeah.
The NAT Club was a big thing about all the fucking, that generation of Melissa, Ian, Jason,
And then she
Garrett.
storms into the house.
Yeah, so
I can't
everyone's a
stand that
suspect
lady.
in that group.
that lady.
What kills me about this, jumping around to a little bit of A, is that A basically has, or not A, I guess. We know that Allison isn't dead, so all these people being accused are going down for no goddamn reason, especially like Ian. Because, like, what was the worst thing that Ian did except for being a pedophile? Because in this show, no, and hear me out.
No.
In this show, no one gets punished for that.
No, I
So
know.
if we take
I'm
that
with you.
away, Ian didn't do much.
Yeah.
He was just kind of a
creep.
dick.
Yeah.
So it's like all these people keep going
he
down for
did,
a murder.
But I guess they all were. Like, they were all recording people.
Yeah.
And being creepy and weird. Not that he deserves to die for that. But
Yeah, I just think it's so funny. Like, the more they're like, this person did it, and they're going to jail, and it's going to be
no
on the
one
record.
did
It's like,
it. Right,
no
no
one
one
did
did
it, which I think is so funny.
right.
But yeah, I think I feel like more is coming with, like, Spencer's family, which is super fun. I also
And
really...
his damn baby to be born.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Spencer... Mona did this with everyone. Mona was bonding with everyone, right?
At
Up
one
until...
point, yeah.
It was really cool to see them really, like... Because you didn't see that
when
fucking
Mona
coming.
got, like, Emily back.
On the swim team.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
said,
And it's like, if you had just done this
I
from the
love
get-go, we all could have avoided this.
But
Anyway.
then there would have been no show.
Yeah, more on that in a second.
No, shit.
But obviously, I want to talk about what you were already talking about, which is the Toby and Spencer of it all, which is my poor boy getting not only broken up with, but then thrown off of scaffolding just to find out that Spencer may have cheated on him with a doctor that is also a pedophile.
Who, guess what? Is
But
awesome.
instead of just, like, leaving and, like, going off the rails and doing whatever he could have well in his own right done, he goes and finds the therapist that A put away because Dr. Sullivan, halfway through the season, found out it was Mona. But then A threatened her kid, so she
That's
ran
crazy.
away. And instead of being just, like, rightfully sad and wallowing, my man goes and finds her to find out what the fuck has been going on with Spencer and her friends. And he picked up a phone call right as him and Spencer are once again having another, like, non-conversation because he's avoiding her because he's trying to figure out A without letting A know. So he had to pretend not to love her, even though it was the hardest thing he's ever done.
He was acting down. Because when
Acting
I remember when I first watched that, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Well, yeah, 'cause you don't know.
hate this guy.
I didn't hate him. I just was like, Toby, this isn't you. Look at me.
Look at me.
Especially because imagine me joining the show for him and then him leaving for 5 episodes and then coming back and being pissed, but with a nice haircut.
I'm in so much pain.
Did that answer your question that you're going to ask?
It did.
Yeah.
So
That's just the kind of guy he is. Like, everyone else is just kind of like, oh my god, what's going on? He's like, I'm going to take this into my own fucking hands.
oh my god, what's going on?
And that's on Toby. But then he doesn't get the chance to tell Spencer that. So Spencer ends up in a car.
With?
A! They advertise this as hashtag A-Day. Hashtag unmask with a capital A.
That was the best day of my life, I think.
I remember where I was.
Mona.
Crazy.
It being Mona, and like I had no clue. Like,
it was
like not
Mona.
knowing that was crazy.
It
like,
was the first day in the books was
crazy
also
knowing.
Mona, so that was like a blessing to not have read that. Like that was so satisfying.
It was
So exciting, especially because throughout you're like, it could be Melissa, it could have been
fuck
like,
that bitch.
could have been Ezra, like it could have been so many people.
Yeah.
But like, it being Mona was genuinely well done.
I think the only better
satisfying.
person would be Arya for
I
like
think-
that part. But
I think it would have been cool to do Arya later.
yeah.
I think for this.
But I mean, like, if they went from the beginning, like, if you were to do, like, anyone, I don't know.
Yeah, because
like,
at the end,
in
Mona's like,
freaking
I did
group.
exactly what you asked.
Yeah.
That could have been Arya.
Yeah,
Ah!
exactly, yeah. But, like, Mona was, like, the next best, like, it was just too good.
It was too good. And you find out, like, you'll see more of this because she's going into another thing they foreshadow in the Halloween episode. They showed a car that said Bradley Sanitarium, which is where now Mona is a patient at.
shit.
And that's Bradley is the key to season 3.
it.
Like, we are in it now. Oh my god.
Weird.
I don't know if you guys noticed this. I noticed this back in the day, but not before it happened. At the beginning of each episode, it's either Spencer or Arya. Or I guess it's Troyan, Lucy, Ashley, or Shay going previously on Pretty Little Liars. Mm-hmm. In the season finale, it's Mona.
Oh, I didn't know.
So it's like if you were paying attention to that for whatever reason, which no one was, you would know at the beginning who it was. And I heard it this time too. I'm like, chills again. Like, they just put so much attention to detail into that stuff. And then just like, we're not there yet, so I shouldn't be too upset. But like, they just really dropped the ball later on when they had such good stuff at the beginning.
Yeah. They got lazy.
Lazy.
Greedy.
Sloppy. Lazy and sloppy.
Yeah.
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 What else?
That's all I had. But
I
like,
think Melissa needs some food fall over.
A being, Mona was. I could tell you where I was. I could tell you. Well, I couldn't tell you what I ate that day. I wish.
I can tell you what I ate.
It's also cool to like. I was really invested with a lot of people I was friends with in middle school. I was like, hey, who'd you think it was? What do you think it was? Or like in season 3, you're obviously A is gonna be back, and you don't know who that is. So it's like, okay, who could it be? What's this?
Yeah.
And you're not looking for stuff. And like, if you go back, and I was watching a little bit with this lens, you can tell like the Mona stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like less stuff is as easily detectable because there's a theory that like the hints were dropped, but then because people figured it out the way you could have figured out it was Mona, they were like, oh, we have to switch it. It's like, no, if you want to drop hints and trust your audience, then it should be satisfying when you're like, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they totally
Melissa.
changed it, it would have been off.
Yeah, and that's I think what they did later. Is
Yeah.
they started switching stuff last minute or making up characters, or it's like
Making
we're not
shit up.
invested. It sucks that it was Hannah's best friend. Like that's gonna be such a good part, like Hannah's story in the next season. Like to be like so frustrated about that, like it has to be. I think they were also a coward. Like they didn't want to ruin Arya, but thinking back on it now, especially because we're all anti-Ezra, like it would have been history. Like it would have been down in the history books if they made it Arya.
Right.
Game of Thrones wasn't pulling punches like that, or was. I don't know that expression,
would've
but
been
you know what I'm trying to say.
So much better for Arya.
Yeah. Now she just goes down in history as the girl who ended up with
Who
her
marries
teacher.
her groom.
Yeah. But it could have been the girl that was A the whole time.
That would have been badass.
God!
I would have respected her.
Yeah. But I feel like we've scratched the surface with Mona, because I feel like a lot of people think Mona's one of the best characters, and I feel like we're about to enter that era, because you don't know why she's the best character the first 2 seasons.
Uh-oh.
She's thinking. She's leagues ahead.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Anything else we want to do? I guess we can do highs and lows to cover
Yeah.
off on the rest. Speed round. Favorite character, Brie?
Hanna, still.
You can do a few.
Oh, Hanna and Caleb.
Yeah.
Ashley, the mother.
Yes.
And there's so many. There's so many of them. I like Ashley, the mom, and I like Ezra's teeth.
Nice.
Mona in the finale.
Yeah. I did Spencer, Toby, Hannah, and honorable mention Mike.
Mike!
For teen depression. And the
Mike.
award for teen depression. Least favorite, I'll start. Kate, Ezra, Garrett, and Jenna.
Melissa, fuck that bitch. I don't know why I hate her so much. I think it's
Fuck
That's
that
okay.
bitch.
She's an antagonist.
Melissa sucks. Garrett's annoying because I would like a snack too.
So fucking true.
Ezra. Least
Haters.
favorite.
Haters.
Some
Ezra's
moments. I think I've said a bunch of these. Techno boy toy. Emily writing the fake letters so she could stay in Rosewood, and Hannah going, "You're a rock star, Emily Fields. You're so getting me into Harvard." And Aria saying about the letter, "This feels wrong," and Hannah goes, "And so is taking a pottery class with Jenna. I hope your first lesson is making a weapon."
Damn.
There are a lot of good moments. I love the Spencer. Just assume it's Spencer slutting it up when Ella thinks
There's
that.
so many good quotes, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, you're so right, Brie. I'm sure we'll hit on the rest of the best. And then, of course, like, the last Spencer and Toby scene when he says, "Pretending not to love you" was the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah. I like Caleb in the park. Emily and Maya, like, under the sea when she does that. And
like
then Mike punching Ezra.
Yeah,
Mike punching
fuck
Ezra!
that guy. At least his teeth are still in good shape. I like it when, like, the girlies are, like, interacting with their boyfriends. Like, not their boyfriend, but, like,
Oh, yeah.
their
Hannah
friend.
stands up for Spencer with Toby. That's one of my favorites,
Yeah,
too.
like, that's fun. And, like, Emily and Toby is fun. And
They don't do enough.
Caleb and, one of them, Aria.
And yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I agree. I so agree with that.
So, that's what
When Caleb and Mona kiss.
Oh!
Well, just like,
That's funny. But, I don't know. I said the finale.
Yeah, just all of it.
I liked the fashion show episode. I thought that was fun. Any Caleb scene, of course. Whenever they jump to conclusion on who A is, when they're all like, especially Spencer. Spencer's like, "That means," and she's like,
Spencer's dance teachering so hard. She dance teachered too close to the sun.
Yeah, she's like, I said Claire Holt. I just like Claire Holt.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know what else.
Least favorite, starting with you?
All I wrote was Ezra confidently telling Aria's parents. Ezra thinking that he could, like, Ezra totally being like, "We should tell your parents."
Yeah.
Like, and him thinking that, like, that's, like, a good idea.
There's only one thing left for us to do, he says, or something like that.
I forgot that the funny part was when, like, they're in his apartment. Also, this is the least favorite scene, when they break up in the car just for her to end up back at his place anyway.
Right.
Like 5 seconds later.
Anyway, fuck them. But then when Ella shows up and he opens the door and he's like, "Whoa!"
He's like, "Huzzah! Huzzah!"
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
I don't know.
Any least favorites?
I had an idea and then we started talking and I forgot. I do not like when...
Maya.
No,
I was
she's
gonna
fine.
say that.
Someone needs to die.
I was gonna say Maya's death.
Maya's death, I wrote Ezra, and then
Emily's.
Toby finding out about Ren, the breakup, all that stuff. You know, I don't like that.
I don't like... There was something specific. Like the Emily scene where she, like, gives the girl her number. That's weird.
Do you remember when you were like, "Oh, someone's gotta die," and I was like, "I hope you remember that."
Yeah.
Someone's gotta die.
I was talking about Ren. I was like, this guy's gotta go. But there was another one that I can't think of, so I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Would you recommend this show?
Yes.
You say this every single time. I think you have to think about it in context. Like, if this is what you need, like a teen show to gasp at and yell at, sure.
I think 1000%. If you haven't seen the show, you're missing out.
I feel like if you don't know, especially if you don't know anything, yes.
Yeah, like I was saying, no show's doing it like this. Like, it's such a great, like, whodunit, like, mystery show.
Yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unseriesous a show can be, what would we rate this? Keep in mind, I think we did.
Yeah, what did we
season
rate
one?
one?
Like a 4.
Yeah, they're just crazy.
So I feel like this is the same, if not a 3.
I feel like 10 is unserious. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I would say, like, it gets a little more serious. I got a 3.75.
3.75?
That is so funny.
That's so funny.
3 points. This is a pretty serious show.
It is a really serious show. I was gonna say, if you were any lower, I'm
shit
like, you're the one who fought for us to make it lower last time.
The shit that Emily went through.
Yeah. No, this show really takes it.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting, though, is as the stakes get higher, the serious level seems to go down.
Yeah.
So it'll be really funny to see how we try to navigate that.
Yeah.
But on that note, we've reached our last segment. Game time with Megan and Bree and Julia.
All right. We're going to do the classic Who Said It.
Who done it?
I'm
done
gonna
it?
say I'm off my
Oh.
game.
Oh,
I didn't see it. I didn't see anything.
you better get on it.
I'm a little off my game because I'm ill.
Okay, we'll give you the.
Yeah.
We'll
so
give
I
you
get-
those extra points. You get an extra 20
so if I
points.
lose,
I'll
if
keep
I
score.
lose- I don't know if I trust you.
All
All right,
You know me, I like things fair. If I don't do the spottle correctly, I get pissed.
Yeah.
But I will say today, I did it in 2.
I haven't done it yet.
No. Okay, Bree.
Okay, are we ready?
I think so. Wait, how are we are we buzzing? What are we doing?
Yeah, someone.
Wait, we should
What's your noise?
I think it'll be noise.
I'm losing my voice. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go beep.
Okay.
We have to let her finish the
can't.
quote.
I can't laugh at her.
Okay. Let's get into it.
I'm nervous.
1,
How many are there?
11.
Okay.
Oh my
12.
god.
12.
Okay. No, that's beautiful. Sorry, I did your sound.
You got it.
Do my sound.
Ready?
I guess.
What's next? Hiding in Melissa's closet, rubbing her belly until the baby confesses?
That sounds like something Hannah would fucking say.
Yes.
That's good. All right.
Okay,
All
ready?
right, I'm ready now. That
That was a practice. Life isn't always romantic. Sometimes it's realistic.
beep.
Yeah.
Ezra.
Yep.
Let's go, my favorite character.
That's a crazy line.
What's crazy is,
Like him saying it.
yeah, what the fuck?
Because he's not being realistic.
He's just fucking stupid bitch. Make Jackie go away.
Ew, shut up. I hated
Keep
that.
Toby safe.
Stop.
When it shows up in the back of Emily's car, iconic. Sorry. Sorry. Follow me, end up like.
Ew, I'm gonna have nightmares.
Can we get out of here? My goosebumps are getting goosebumps.
Aria.
No.
Oh.
Beep. Emily?
Yes. Okay, get ready. Get ready.
Oh, fuck.
I may have broken my left arm, but my right arm is fine.
Beep.
Yep.
Toby.
Yes.
For some reason, I left the planet for a second. Oh, I almost gave it to you. So I could have been cheating in your favor. He says that to Ren. And that was that was the first episode I watched live, was when Toby was in the hospital, and then left immediately after. I was like, I joined now, and I went through a
And he
drought.
leaves.
Because think about it, we did it in a week. I had to wait 5 full goddamn weeks. I'm sure there was a break in the middle too.
That's torture.
Torture.
Um,
But then he came back with a haircut.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's what I'm trying to be.
Leave and then come back with the haircut. Honey, you can't be a shark if you're toothless. That's my favorite.
Mona.
Yes.
You've got good delivery.
Honey, you can't be. If only we could harness Mona's sense of entitlement, we could light the eastern seaboard.
Beep. Spencer.
Yep.
I had
It's
to
a
get
very
my-
Spencer
I had to get
line.
my bitches.
Okay. What exactly are we doing here? Because I really don't feel like having a tea party with the two of you.
Beep.
Yep.
Aria.
Yep.
To Ella.
Ella No.
Oh, it's all flooding back to me. We just watched it.
Really? Then how do I know that you had a cheeseburger for lunch?
Beep.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb.
Yep. When they're leaning over him at the... Okay. Shy in the streets, sexy in the sheets.
You know it. I want to help you.
You know it. Wait. Shy in the streets. Your face. Shy in the streets, sexy in the sheets.
Beep.
Mm-hmm.
Allie.
Yep.
Oh.
In the Halloween up.
I wouldn't have.
When Emily lies about having sex with Ben.
LOL.
Good idea.
It's not her fault. It was a rumor.
Somebody up there has a divine sense of irony. Yeah.
That sounds like Ella?
No.
Or the other one?
Is it Byron?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or the other
I was
one.
gonna be like, give it to her.
Let me do it again. I can't even do
Do an impression.
it. I can't even do an accent. An accent.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, give it to her.
Somebody.
you don't have to.
Divine.
Okay.
I was like, who the fuck would say divine? That fucking
Divine.
fucker that with a
That
British flag in his
fucker.
fucking house, like he doesn't know where he's from. Sorry, fucking.
He has to let everyone know. Okay, this is 2 people.
We have to get both. Fuck. Okay.
I'm completely off my game. You don't have any game. Two people. Person 1. I'm completely off my game. Person 2. You don't have any game.
God. Wait. I remember this, but I just have no, like, it's just like a black screen in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this one's kind of hard. That was my...
Say it one more time.
I'm completely off my game. You don't have any game. I'm completely off my game. You don't have any game.
Is it
Who's-
Spencer?
No.
So we're just gonna say every character?
Is it completely off my game? I'm trying to think of like the context it would be in.
Is it, what's his name in the canoe?
Lucas?
Lucas and Hannah?
Yes.
Nice!
Good job! That's funny. What's
Okay,
his name in the canoe?
We're almost tied.
This is the last one.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck!
fuck.
So if you get this, we would be tied.
Oh.
Uh,
I'll have to get a secret.
Secret
I'll have
third
to pull
thing.
out a secret third thing.
A
Okay.
secret 13th thing.
Secret 13th thing. 13 reasons. Okay.
Don't worry.
Everyone get your little buzzers ready.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, your sound effects. I'm in love with your daughter. I love Aria.
Finish it! Sorry, you didn't do though. You didn't.
You did it first!
You just read it so fast, I got scared.
I was trying to
feel like
read it so
time
fast to get to the end of it. I love Aria.
I think it's Byron.
No.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I think we
I'm
tied.
an
I
open
think
daughter.
we both won.
I think that's how
Yeah,
that works.
That was really good. That was really good, Brie.
Honey, you can't be a shark if you're toothless.
That was pretty good.
That's a great line.
We forgot to do my new segment, which is Has Megan read fan fiction about this?
Okay,
Sorry, I
that
workshopped the
jingle
jingle.
is not
I workshopped the
approved.
jingle. And the answer is I have. And I was just going to say that's what's beautiful about fan fiction, especially when I was reading it, because I don't even think it was, I was probably reading it around this time, is Maya Lives Forever, baby.
Hell
So
yeah.
support your local authors on fanfiction.net.
Wattpad.
On
Is Wattpad still up?
Wattpad.com. Yeah,
Wattpad.
probably. And
Wattpad.
archive of our own, because that's where I would read like what's probably like seemingly boring fan fiction about like Toby and Spencer as like
On a farm.
as an adult couple, like being like, oh my god, like you work too much, and it's like that sounds boring, but like on the show I was stressed out. I'm like, I get like a peaceful, happy ending where all of them grow up, get away from A, and are with the people that they're
Yeah.
supposed to be with, and have fucking dinner parties.
Honestly,
and that's what
I'm not
it's all
mad
about.
that Maya's dead. I'm not.
Oh
I think it's a good. I think it was a good plot line.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, it is drama.
yeah, and it does give us some cool stuff for season 3, which I'm hoping we'll probably do maybe sometime later this spring or summer.
I think we should do it
Exciting
next week.
stuff.
Next week.
Like and subscribe. That's your sign. Call your techno. Call up your techno boy toy.
Oh, Caleb.
And we know everything. A. See you next week for
I'm wearing a...
something.
I wish I knew Mona's monologue at the end. I used to.
Lipstick. Toffee tango.
Oh, what's it called?
Toffee
Tango.
tango. All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Remember to rate, follow, and share with friends.
And find us on TikTok and Instagram at unseriesous to see more content and find out what we're watching next.
We hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye!